hidden behind towering mountain ranges and vast deserts. Villages that remain almost completely isolated continue to exist, preserving ways of life that the modern world has only just begun to discover. Each community reveals its own distinct character, from architecture shaped by the surrounding landscape to traditions preserved for centuries. This journey will take you far beyond familiar destinations, to places that rarely appear on the travel map. Just about 5 miles off Iran's coast, Hormuz covers only 16.2 square miles, making it smaller than Manhattan. Yet beneath its vivid bands of color lies a massive salt dome that began forming around 600 million years ago, long before the age of the dinosaurs. Hormuz is unlike any other island because its very foundation is still slowly moving. The entire island rests on a gigantic salt dome that continues to rise under geological pressure, steadily pushing ancient mineral layers toward the surface. Each mineral reacts differently, creating sweeping bands of red, purple, yellow, blue, and orange across the hillsides, as though the colors were painted directly onto the rock. After the island's rare rainfalls, water carries iron oxide through the valleys, staining them crimson before flowing into the sea. But the island's minerals do more than shape its landscape. A mineral-rich layer of red soil is still used by local people to prepare the traditional surik sauce, while archaeological evidence suggests that humans first set foot on Hormuz more than 40,000 years ago. Today, the island also stands at the entrance to the strait through which nearly 20% of the world's crude oil is transported, where ancient geology meets the flow of the global economy. For nearly 600 million years, the salt dome beneath Hormuz has continued to shift almost imperceptibly. That slow movement has created an island of exceptional geological and strategic significance. Hormuz reveals that the planet's most ancient forces are still quietly shaping both the landscape and the modern world. Some cities impress through their sheer scale. Piran does the opposite. Covering only about 0.27 square miles, this coastal town has preserved salt pans that have existed since before many of the modern nations on Europe's map were even founded. But what makes Piran remarkable is not its age alone. At the heart of the town lies Tardini Square, paved with brilliant white Istrian stone in a near-perfect elliptical shape. Few visitors realize that this elegant curve traces the outline of a former harbor that welcomed ships for centuries before it was filled in 1894. Today, red-tiled roofs, colorful facades, and narrow streets still quietly embrace a shoreline that no longer exists. Yet Piran's memory is not preserved only on land. In early spring, when the Adriatic Sea hovers around 46 degrees Fahrenheit, the transparent comb jelly Cestum veneris drifts through the water like a ribbon of crystal. After disappearing from scientific records in the Gulf of Trieste for 138 years, the species was unexpectedly recorded there once again, as though the sea had been safeguarding a secret long believed to be lost. What sets Piran apart is not its size, but the way this small town continues to preserve its past, embrace change, and become the setting for rare discoveries. Along the tranquil Adriatic coast, Piran proves that sometimes the greatest stories begin in the smallest places. Few capitals make you change elevation so dramatically in the course of a single drive. Tehran stretches from about 3,300 to more than 9,100 feet along the slopes of the Alborz Mountains, a megacity of 12 million people built across the side of a vast mountainside. Perhaps that is why Tehran is a city of constant and unexpected contrasts. At Both Cafe, an iced Americano is served inside the grounds of the former U.S. Embassy, just steps away from anti-American murals. Outside, women in black chatters quietly pass groups of young people wearing jeans, piercings, and tattoos, while clerics in military uniforms weave through traffic on motorcycles. Yet these contrasts are not the city's greatest transformation. As satellites observed Tehran over the decades, they revealed a city growing hotter from the ground up. In summer, surface temperatures in some areas exceed 124 degrees Fahrenheit, green spaces continue to shrink, and researchers warn that the urban heat island effect is steadily altering the traditional winters at the foot of the Alborz Mountains. Amid the heat of concrete and years of change, many parts of Tehran still bear the marks of recent events, where everyday life continues in a city that is constantly reshaping itself. Tehran keeps moving every day, yet behind its rhythm lies a city that continues to change from the ground beneath its streets to the sky above. Persepolis did not rise from the ground. It was built upon a colossal artificial terrace covering more than 1,350,000 square feet. Standing as high as 60 feet above the surrounding plain, This imperial capital once occupied an area nearly equal to 30 American football fields placed side by side. Stone columns nearly 55 feet tall still rise above the site, their twin bull capitals once supporting palace roofs that disappeared thousands of years ago. Along the grand stairways, more than 23 delegations from across the Persian Empire are carved in distinctive clothing, headwear, and ceremonial gifts, turning the entire complex into a stone record of ancient civilizations. Yet Persepolis also preserves the traces of one fateful night. The intense heat from the fire of 330 BC stained many of its stone blocks pink and red, coating them with a white mineral layer resembling fossilized ash. A study published in 2025 even identified the remains of freshwater diatoms trapped within the altered stone. The first evidence suggesting that people once attempted to extinguish the flames and save the imperial capital. Ironically, that very fire unintentionally preserved tens of thousands of clay tablets, recording the names, wages, and daily lives of the people who built Persepolis more than 2 millennia ago. Sometimes, what survives a disaster is more than ashes alone. At Persepolis, the fire itself became the guardian of an empire's memory. The wind has sculpted this land longer than any civilization has ever existed. The result is sand dunes rising as high as 1,500 feet taller than the Empire State Building, stretching across one of the hottest places ever recorded on Earth. From above, western Lut resembles the ruins of a colossal city worn away by time. Sand-laden winds relentlessly erode the softer rock, leaving behind immense ridges known as yardongs that extend in seemingly endless formations. Farther east, a rust-colored sea of sand unfolds with star dunes, funnel dunes, and linear dunes stretching to the horizon, interrupted by fields of black volcanic rock that absorb heat, allowing surface temperatures to reach as high as 177 degrees Fahrenheit. Yet the true paradox lies beneath the surface. Dig just 2.5 to 3 feet down, and the scorching sand quickly gives way to cooler underground briny water, where extremophile microorganisms continue to survive. It is this very paradox that has drawn scientific expeditions deep into the heart of the Lut Desert, where the first geochemical samples confirmed that life is still quietly adapting in a place once considered sterile. Within just a few feet, Lut transforms from a surface hot enough to scorch almost anything into an underground world where water and tiny forms of life continue to endure. Perhaps Lut's greatest secret has never been hidden in its sands, but deep beneath its burning surface. On the edge of Iran's desert stands an earthen city that has endured for more than 2,500 years. Covering about 44 acres, the equivalent of 33 American football fields, Arg-e Bam remains the largest mud brick structure ever built by human hands, defying every expectation of how enduring Earth can be. From above, Arg-e Bam appears like a city carved entirely from the color of the desert. At its highest point stands the governor's citadel, while below lie military barracks. Winding alleyways, and residential quarters enclosed by nearly 6,000 feet of defensive walls. Everything was built using the China technique, in which layers of compacted earth form horizontal bands that have allowed the city to withstand a harsh climate for centuries. Yet the city's greatest secret does not lie within those walls alone. In 2017, beneath a buried gateway, archaeologists uncovered an Nestorian cross measuring just 9 inches long, the first evidence that Christianity had once reached this oasis. Ironically, its greatest threat emerged in modern times, when restoration work using unsuitable materials unintentionally attracted termites that hollowed out the walls. Forcing engineers to reinforce the structures with bamboo in an effort to save the site. After surviving millennia of wind, sand, and time, Arg-e Bam found itself facing its greatest danger from the very efforts intended to preserve it. Arg-e Bam proves that sometimes the most fragile thing is not mud brick, but the way humanity chooses to preserve its history. In the Persian Gulf, Qeshm covers 575 square miles, making it nearly the size of Hawaii's Kauai Island. Yet the island's true scale is not measured on the surface, but extends more than 6 miles beneath the earth through the Namaktan Salt Cave. Wind and time have transformed Qeshm into a vast open-air gallery of natural sculpture. In the Valley of the Stars and the Valley of Statues, needle-like rock pillars, mushroom-shaped formations, and eroded sandstone cliffs have taken on the appearance of Cleopatra's head or a giant eagle watching over the island. Hidden beneath this landscape lies Namaktan, one of the world's longest salt caves. Its salt system extends as far as 12 miles into the Earth's crust. While the cave's dry, exceptionally pure air provides a rare sense of relief for people with respiratory conditions. For 19 years, Iranian and Czech specialists worked together to map this labyrinth of salt. Above ground, the people of Qeshm continue to collect rainwater in Chaka Canyon. Preserving a method of survival in a land where fresh water remains scarce. From wind-carved stone sculptures to salt formations stretching for miles beneath the ground. Qeshm reveals that nature is always greater than what the human eye can see. Every step across Qeshm follows a story that nature has patiently written over hundreds of thousands of years. From a distance, Yazd looks like a city cast from Earth in the middle of an endless sea of sand. covering nearly 47 square miles at an elevation of 4,000 feet. This ancient city has endured for thousands of years, quietly holding its ground in one of Iran's driest regions. The first feature to define Yazd's skyline is not modern buildings, but hundreds of badgers rising above the mud brick rooftops. Each wind catcher is designed to capture desert breezes, channeling cool air into inner courtyards and naturally cooling entire homes without the need for any external source of energy. But the secret to the city's survival extends beyond the wind. Scattered among the ancient streets are abanbars, vast underground reservoirs that once stored every precious drop of water needed to sustain the community through long dry seasons. It was this partnership between wind and water that allowed Yazd to endure for centuries. Yet today, experts warn that if the city's water supply were disrupted, its reserve of high-quality water would be enough to Among its fire-scarred columns, history continues to speak through traces that even the flames could not erase. Stretching for 2.5 miles, Chaharbagh Avenue cuts through Isfahan like a colossal backbone, the equivalent of about 44 NFL football fields laid end to end. Yet that scale is only the first layer of a city that preceded many of Europe's grand ceremonial squares by nearly 2 centuries. Everything in Isfahan seems designed to overwhelm the eye before revealing the refinement hidden beneath. Chaharbagh Avenue leads directly to Maidan Square, while the Siwasi Bridge, nearly 1,000 feet long, gracefully spans the Zayanda Rud River with 33 perfectly balanced stone arches. Yet the bridge was never meant solely for crossing the water. Elevated walkways and projecting pavilions transformed every step into a scenic pause, where many European merchants once recorded colorful murals within a structure that carried the solemn grandeur of Islamic architecture. But what truly sets Isfahan apart is neither its stone nor its brick. For rows of towering plane trees shade the avenue, canals carry water that softens the desert heat, and the fragrance of roses mingles with fruit orchards, allowing the entire city to function like a living garden. The sound of flowing water, cups of tea, and quiet conversations turned it into one of the rare green cities in an arid landscape. Today, although its centuries-old bridges still stand, the ground beneath Isfahan is gradually sinking because of excessive groundwater extraction, threatening the very city once shaped by masterful urban planning. In Isfahan, every garden and every bridge reminds us that even the greatest wonders must always contend with time. For more than 700 years, Kandovan has remained continuously inhabited, with people living inside approximately 360 cone-shaped rock towers. These volcanic rock formations rise to more than 200 feet, making Kandovan one of the very few rock villages on Earth that has never become an abandoned monument. Each rock tower in Kandovan began as volcanic ash and ancient volcanic mud flows from Mount Sahand. Over thousands of years, wind and rain gradually eroded the soft rock into towering formations resembling giant beehives. Inside each cone, people carved multiple levels of living space, while steep stairways connected the entire village into a vertical labyrinth built along the mountainside. The secret to Kandovan's survival for centuries lies within its porous volcanic tuff. During winter, when outdoor temperatures fall below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, the interiors of the rock dwellings remain close to 54 degrees Fahrenheit without any heating system. Quiet rooms, dim natural light, and the scent of straw and livestock continue to preserve a way of life that has changed very little over time. While most similar rock villages have become museums or hotels, Kandovan is still home to more than 100 families. That reality creates its greatest paradox. To preserve the village according to UNESCO standards, some residents may eventually have to move to an entirely new Kandovan. Kandovan is more than a village carved into stone. It is a place where more than 7 centuries of continuous habitation now face the difficult choice between preservation and survival. Among its silent rock towers, the remaining question is not how long they will endure, but how long people will choose to stay. Once covering about 2,300 square miles, Lake Urmia was the largest salt lake in Western Asia and the 6th largest on Earth. Yet its maximum depth was only about 65 feet. It was precisely that immense size combined with its shallow depth that allowed an entire inland sea to evaporate within a single generation. From above, Lake Urmia once appeared as a vast expanse of blue water. Today, much of its lakebed has become a blinding white salt desert, where a salt crust nearly 2 feet thick blankets the ground, reflecting sunlight like countless glittering crystals. Decaying piers, rusting boats, and abandoned resorts now stand in the middle of the salt flats, creating the haunting image of a vanished shoreline. Its disappearance also devastated an entire ecosystem. The lake once sustained millions of migratory birds and the brine shrimp Artemia urmiana before salinity rose beyond the species' survival threshold. After the populations in Lake Urmia disappeared, scientists unexpectedly discovered that the species had survived in another salt lake thousands of miles away. Today, salt storms can carry alkaline dust as far as 185 miles. The air is heavy with the taste of salt. Temperatures range from 104 degrees Fahrenheit in summer to -4 degrees Fahrenheit in winter, and NASA satellite imagery shows that Lake Urmia has declined to its lowest level ever recorded. As hopes of recovery continue to fade, the latest satellite images confirm that Lake Urmia is approaching a threshold beyond which an entire ecological era may never return. What was once the blue inland sea of Western Asia is now a landscape of wind, salt, and the memory of water that has disappeared. On the edge of Iran's desert stands a structure more than 4 centuries old, built for one purpose alone: to bathe. Yet it covers nearly 11,000 square feet, an area roughly equal to 2 NBA basketball courts beneath a single roof. From above, the roof of Sultan Amir Ahmad appears like a landscape covered with dozens of small domes. At the top of each dome are convex glass skylights resembling eyes turned toward the sky, allowing natural light to pour inside while preventing anyone from looking in. Below them, turquoise tiles, golden hues, and intricate geometric patterns reflect soft light throughout the interior. Its greatest achievement, however, is hidden within its walls. During the restoration completed in 1996, conservation specialists preserved the original Saruj mortar, a mixture of lime, ash, clay, and egg whites whose remarkable waterproofing properties continue to astonish modern engineers after centuries of use. This was never merely a place for bathing. Winding corridors, warmed by an underfloor heating system, once guided people into conversations, the exchange of news, and even political discussions. Today, silent wax figures recreate the daily life that once made this bathhouse the social heart of the city. Behind the elegance of its domes lies an engineering achievement that has stood the test of time, where ancient materials continue to challenge the durability of many modern construction technologies. A place that once echoed with steam and conversation now quietly tells the story of the ingenuity of Persian civilization. As one journey comes to an end, another land is always waiting to be discovered, and every adventure begins with a simple question: what still lies hidden ahead?